welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. Welcome to the family. We chose this one. This is episode 373, Life in the Fast Lane, number 33. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
Joe, before we get started, we have a very important announcement. On Saturday, September 21st.
September 21st, yes.
You and I are watching the Randy cut of which sounds like an Austin Powers, like, Do I Make You Randy? Which it didn't sound like until just now.
No, it always sounded like that to me, and I actually liked it because it sounds like it's like a raunchy edit of it, but it's just the Randy cut.
Fast and Furious XXX. No, we are watching Randy Carter's cut of the Fast and Furious into chronological order, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Yes.
It's going to run till 4 a.m. Eastern, which we are probably not going to be awake for, but...
Yes.
19 hours, starting at 9 a.m. I'm excited. You know, we thought we were going to record Fast 10 today. We watched Fast 10 today. I was like, oh, right, we have 10 years earlier in that, too. Like, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's, like, out of order.
There's some fuckery.
Misplaced.
Yeah.
So there's things about this cut that are going to be, like, interesting in terms of, like, saving the Han reveal, but there's also going to be things about it that, like, maybe spoil. But I don't know, maybe knowing Dante is around will lend an air of foreboding or something. I don't know. Or it might not... There's a chance it also doesn't change anything we think about these at all.
There's very much that possibility. I'm curious to see how this plays out. We've never watched them in a row, you know? So like
in any
fashion at all. So I'm curious about that. I think it'll just be like an interesting, weird experiment. So
if you want to join along, we're not going to post because we don't have the rights to post the videos, but we will be streaming them to the Discord.
Yes.
So if you want to join along, there will be people. There's a text channel. There's a video channel.
You can message us in real time and let us look at our phones and respond to you.
You should be in the Discord if you're listening to this podcast. If you're not, email us, message us. We'll get you into the Discord. It's free to join. You don't have to be a patron.
Yeah, so you can watch along. You can watch along the Randy cut with us if you want.
Yes.
If you want to stream all day, 9 a.m. We'll start it, and you can pop in, pop out. Doesn't fucking matter.
But now let's get into the meat of this episode, starting off with the beautifully titled extended scene. I want to make sure I get the exact right title. Brian/Roman kicking Enrique.
Oh, shit! 3 What's up, Doug? What's up? Come on, bro.
So in this deleted scene, Enrique has Brian in a headlock in his car. Roman pulls them both out onto the ground. Roman kicks Enrique, who then lets go of Brian. Brian draws his gun on Enrique, but instead decides to take turns kicking with Roman. They also both stomp in addition to kicking. This is a scene that takes place in minute 94, and this is the fight that prompts Carter to set sail and push away from the dock. There's not much going on here. The clothing is the same from minutes 75 and 76.
It's more kicking of Enrique, which at some point watching this 10 times on loop feels kind of violent. So I can understand why you'd maybe want to shorten this.
My takeaway is, like, this is violent in a way that the franchise is, and I'm like, wait a minute.
It's
this
brutal.
is also the same movie where a guy puts a rat on a guy's chest under a bucket and lights it on fire. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
It does kind of, like, there's a gritty underbelly to this movie.
I never think about this as, like, a gritty, like, violent, aggressive movie. But when I was watching this, I was like, oh, goddamn, like... Yeah. They're beating the shit out of Enrique on the ground. Roman tells him to watch out so he can spit on him.
Yep.
Very strange. And, okay. Do you think that was Tyrese's improv, or do you think that was in the script?
I don't know. We got some Tyrese Gibson news later in the episode that I don't know. Maybe, I have no idea. But... He's probably even at the point at this point in 2003 where he's not going to get canceled, but like you can't just like spit on a person even when you're like, you know what I mean? Like there's things you do, there's things you don't do, and like that feels,
unless she asks you to.
Who was it recently? Someone last night. Hold on. Not about spitting.
Okay.
Gemma Arterton. Do you know Gemma Arterton?
No idea.
She's a British actress. She's in that Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters movie. She was, what else has she been in that, like, oh, she was in Quantum of Solace. Like, she's been in a bunch of stuff. But there was news that came out yesterday that apparently she signed on to do a movie, and there was a sex scene she was in that was off screen, so you would just, like, hear her and the guy, like, having sex.
Okay.
And the director was like, no, we're going to film it now. And she's just like, bullshit or not? Like, I wouldn't have signed the movie.
I didn't sign. Yeah.
Long way of saying, I don't think that was ad-libbed, but also, maybe. If it was anybody but Tyrese...
But the way the camera angle is, like, he's not spitting on Enrique. Like, he's probably just spitting on the ground. So, like, he could have ad-libbed that and they left it in. But it's an interesting choice in the middle of kicking someone on the ground that you tell your friend to watch out. And he's like, okay, he gets out of the way. And you're like, I need to spit on this man.
This is also through 2 movies. This is the final thing in the minute document. The next time we do a minute will be the start of the next lap. We have another thing in the next fast lane, but the next thing that we're writing down is going to be the start of the next lap. Through 2 full movies, this is the funniest one to write the dialogue out, because I was just like, it's just a bunch of noises. It's, oh
Grunts.
shit, take this, kicks, grunts, spits, watch out dog, oh shit. Brian starts and ends the scene with oh shit. Different oh shits, but, you know, I'm just like, this is insane.
Wacky ass scene. I'm glad they cut it down so it doesn't seem as brutal. But I can see why they did. Probably because, like, what, this is PG-13, right? Like, yeah, they're probably like, yeah, that was like you get 4 kicks, not 17. So, anything
else you want to say about this deleted scene?
No, that was it. It just Roman spitting on him is so weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll basically put a bookend on Too Fast, Too
That's
Furious.
it. We did it. We made it. How do you feel?
Well, I will say the only other thing we're going to do, and then we have one more fast lane in this lap, and we're going to watch the 2 trailers, and we're not going to take notes, we're just going to watch them, because we've watched them before, I just want to watch them again here.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It feels good. I don't want to resume the way that we were doing it, but I feel like when we were doing 1 a week, I really, really knew the first movie. This, I feel like I don't really know the second movie the way that I know the first movie.
I think that's just the first movie is so iconic. It's a different thing. I think that, like, for me personally, it was like I had seen the first movie like a million times, and then we do the minute, and I'm like, oh my god, this is tattooed in my brain now forever. No, I feel like we know a lot more about this fucking movie than most people do doing the minute. I'm fairly sure.
Oh, I'm not saying that we don't know the movie. I'm just saying compared to the first movie.
Okay, yes, I agree, but I agree. Yeah. I think that I still know the first movie much better than I know this one.
Let us then move on to On the Streets, news about the Fast and Furious. And unlike the last handful, I have a list of stuff, and I don't know. It's been a while since we've done this, but do you want to hit us with the first thing about Tyrese?
Yeah, Tyrese Gibson doesn't pay his child support, so he's getting sued.
Tyrese Gibson arrested at court hearing for underpayment of child support. He's in custody in Atlanta. This is as of September 9th, after a contentious child support hearing where he was ordered to pay upward of $73,000 to his former partner by a judge to avoid jail time.
Doesn't it seem like that much for Tyrese, right? Like,
he's ordered to pay.
I don't know how much child support is.
It's based on your income. So he's
obviously,
ordered to
but I'm
pay,
saying, like, if he's ordered to pay $10,000 a month, you would think that I would assume that it would actually be more than 10. That seems like I don't know Tyrese's financials, but that seems kind of he's in Fast and the Furious movies every 2 years. You know what I mean? So like $10,000 a month doesn't seem like an outrageous number.
Look, I don't want to get into like the why he is or not paying, but I feel like he probably has the money. He's just probably like, I'm not going to.
Maybe he does not have the money. That's what I'm saying. There's a deeper story here, and either one could be explained to me, and I could believe it.
Her attorney said Mr. Gibson has only paid the proper support amount 3 times in the 25 months since the trial.
That's okay. See, maybe, like I said, maybe his financials aren't run very well. You've dealt with Nicolas Cage before, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you could possibly have some tax problems or something like that. Bad money managers, but at the same time, this definitely. But it also seems like a low number, right? Like, he could just like write this check and be like, yeah, just go away. Yeah, not get arrested in court about it.
Yeah.
That was picked up by Antonio Brown. That's how important the news was. Antonio Brown tweeted it. So I tweeted about it, yeah.
AB84.
AB84, yeah.
Some other news. Han is, Sun Kang, going to direct a new Initial D movie. This was a while ago, but there's something
We heard-
news about
we
this
heard-
popped up. Yeah, the thing that
we
I
heard
see
about
is
this
from
a
last
long
October.
time ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's making waves again, so that's I guess still happening. So cool.
Did it get like repicked up? There was like no new news about it. It was just that he's gonna do it. Like
Correct.
somebody like refound the same thing that we taught, because it felt vaguely familiar when somebody mentioned this, right?
Yeah.
Was it like he wanted to and now he is, or I can't tell.
I don't know.
Either way, he's going to. It's gonna be live action. That sounds fucking sick. I like Initial D. Let's do it.
In sad news, pour one out for Fast and Furious Supercharged at Universal Studios Florida, which would close temporarily for Halloween Horror Nights, but there's a new rumor that's going to be closed forever.
Oh, yeah. We rode Supercharged. It was fun that time that we rode it, but it's not like a roller coaster or anything, so
No.
I can see them it's just a warehouse kind of ride. So
The ride kind of stinks, but walking through is really cool. Like walking basically on kind of what feels like a set. We talked about that maybe in
Yes.
lap 1 we have an episode.
yeah.
I mean, that might not be truly closed. It's definitely temporarily closed for Halloween Horror Nights. But
So I'm surprised that they never actually fully committed to this, Joey. I think if they would have came in and did like if they would have changed like Top Strip Dragster or whatever it is at Six Flags into like Fast and Furious Racing, then I think it would have done much better. Like this needs to be a fast roller coaster, right? Mm-hmm. That's themed. And then it would be like, oh, this is a sick ass roller coaster. If you like Fast and Furious, it's even cooler. If not, doesn't matter.
I'm actually going to save this for Running the VIN, because there's an update to Running the VIN, which is a strange thing, and I'm trying to make sense of it. But there's one other
Okay.
thing, and I'm sure you saw this, 'cause I think we talked about it even in the Discord. But Ludacris rocks big arms for first pitch at Braves game.
Oh, I have another ludicrous news too, though.
This was a cool thing that he, is
This
from
was very, very
from a
cool.
music, that's from Get Back, right? Like the
Yeah. So he has like the giant arms, the big shoes. This is really fun. Yeah, I like Luda. I like that he loves his city of Atlanta. That's a cool thing. I like that he's still involved. Awesome for him.
What else do you have about Luda? Because that's all the news. I'm saving one thing for mailbag and one thing for.
Everybody thought Ludacris might have died recently
Oh, why? I don't know. I don't know if I knew that.
because he drank a cup of glacial water on Instagram, and then nobody heard from him for like a week and a half.
Oh, so
they
he
thought they
pulled,
caught super bacteria.
Alicia Silverstone.
What's? Oh yeah. Is she alive? By the way, do we know when she ate the poison berries?
She's alive.
Okay. Did she eat poison berries? Did she ever like admit to that? Did anybody ever like clear up what happened?
I don't know.
Because she was just eating random berries she found on the street, and everybody was like, "Those are hyper poisonous." Yeah. So he did. He did like a mild Alicia Silverstone. He drank glacial water, and they were like, "What if you drank the bacteria that killed our ancestors, or something like that?" And
Yep.
everybody's like, "Check on Luda."
Poor Luda.
But he has big arms later, so he's alive. Or they cloned and replaced him like they did with Gucci Mane. So it could be either one of those two options.
And who's the other person? There's Wishbone. Oh, Avril Lavigne has been cloned apparently too, right? Or is
yeah.
Or Avril Lavigne and also Andrew WK. Lots of there's something. Look, when you get that famous, there's just plenty of you.
I think that's the way to do it. Like, you know what? We should probably try that, and then we could send like the shittier versions of ourselves to work, and we could just record all day.
No, but that's Severance. It does
Yes.
not work
It absolutely works. Just
unless
depends
you
how tyrannical
are the work
you are.
one. Unless
Yeah.
you are the work one.
Yeah, exactly. It works for my home one. I'm fine with it. Well, I said clone, so there'd be two separate. They'd have their own life, but I would just force them. I would slavery them to work. It would be myself, Joey. You can enslave yourself. That's fine. There's nothing morally wrong with that.
I don't think it's actually yourself.
I think, by all accounts, when you do the DNA test, that is yourself.
You heard it here first. Joe's going to enslave himself.
I'm in a good mood today. I'm just feeling good now.
Okay, do you want to keep that mood going? Here's a weird thing.
Okay.
So this is.
Are you going to ruin it, or are you going to help it?
No, you're going to like this.
Okay,
Although
go
it's
ahead.
not really his fault, it's still kind of weird. So,
Okay.
do you remember on Running the VIN? I need a screen share here because we're gonna transition right into Running the VIN. Do you remember
Okay.
here this picture that we talked about last time? It's Vin, arm around Emrod, her, and like they're both looking really good. This looks like
It was all
early
birthdays,
2000s, whatever. Yeah, this is some post he did. Let's see here. What was the post?
He did like happy birthday to her or something.
It might
I
have been
think.
something. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Forever. ... 3 weeks ago, right?
Yeah. Okay.
It was posted by Vinchell fans. And on his, he zoomed in a little bit and Vin Shelfan's cut out. Right?
It's still there. Yeah, yeah. You could see it. Okay.
I don't remember how I stumbled across this.
Okay.
But there was a thread on our Fast and Furious. It's a fake. Empire State Photographic Department confirms it. And there's a picture of this.
Okay.
Vin Diesel.
Oh, that face is totally photoshopped on. I can see it now on his neck because his neck is like longer on one. Okay, go ahead.
It's Dua Lipa and her ex-boyfriend. That Vin Shelfan's.
Oh. So Vin reposted.
So here's the original picture.
Okay.
Vin Shelfan's took what,
but they just happen to be, because she's wearing leather pants and he has a leather jacket on.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so strange. Now, do you think Vin thought that at some point he had taken that picture with Michelle? Because
that's the thing. I don't know. But you, like, in the comments, it's like, you kind of have to know. I mean, I'm sure there are hundreds or thousands of different times they have been photographed together.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Don't you look at the picture, you're like, that's not me. It's not like he retweeted it. He posted it to his grid, and it's still up there.
I think that on a long enough timeline, and based on the ages they made them in their faces, remembering that drugs exist, I think that we can assume that there's a chance that he possibly doesn't know that this is a fake picture.
It's so wild. So if
it's
you look,
insane, though. It's completely bonkers. I can't believe that they.
It only has 90 upvotes. Like, it's not
here?
huge. I don't remember. It might have been in the email. I don't know. But
it's awesome. Okay,
one of the top
wow.
comments is just, bro is so weird, I swear.
He is, but I want to, in this instance, I want to give Vin the benefit of the doubt, because he's like, look, like, we've been making these movies for, how long now, and there's a chance that, like, after the first movie, we were at a club somewhere celebrating it, and, like, she was dressed like that, and I had a leather jacket on, and we looked good, and here's the picture.
On a related note, I did not know about this till it was solved. Do you know about this R celebrity number 6?
No. What is this?
There was forever ago, I think in like 2008, 2009, like 15 years ago, someone posted on the internet, I have this, I think it's curtains, like drapes, with a bunch of embroidered celebrities on them. And they're like, they look like this, where it's like, it's kind of like hyper stylized, white with a color,
silhouettes,
light,
silhouettes, yeah.
And they were like, who are these people? And like, immediately a bunch of them got identified. Like, it was all like people big in 2008, 2009. It was like Josh Holloway from Lost, the guy who plays Sawyer, like people who were like big around then.
Yep.
And apparently in 15 years, no one could find celebrity number 6. And then this week, celebrity number 6 was found. So here was the original one. Like, this is all like,
oh yeah, show me the side by sides.
So that's Jessica Alba. Like, you can like,
a lot of them make sense.
Like, it's like, oh, that's her. But like,
who was celebrity number 6? It's just some model.
She's a model from South America. But like Ian Somerhalder from Lost and from Vampire Diaries and stuff.
And they found the exact
Alba.
pictures of like what they used to make these.
And there's been like lots of interviews about like how they, because apparently a lot of people came, like there were people that they thought were it. This is not like the Fast and Furious, but like just in terms of like fake photos or whatever. And people thought it was like an AI generated, but like when they did some kind of like modifications to the original picture,
they needed like a police sketch artist to like unfuck this. You know what I mean?
Well, they like added context to make it not look like a super stylized thing. It ran through Google Images. A bunch of names came up, but her name came up a bunch. And then they found whatever the original photo shoot might have been, reached out to the original photographer, and he's like, oh, I saw that picture. And he like sent a picture.
What? That's
it's
really
like,
cool.
It's amount of work. But yeah, like I just saw a headline. It was like, celebrity number 6 has been found. And I was like, I don't know what any of this means, but I got to click on this thing because like that's a wild headline.
The guys, this is precisely what the internet was designed for.
Leticia Sarda.
I think that when people were like, we can solve all the world's problems, this is what they meant.
Well, there's something about like, and she also kind of looks like Kate from Lost a little bit. You know what I mean?
She kind of looks like Kate from Lost. She kind of looks like another, like she looks like 50 women in my head at the same time. You're right. It's very like based on the silhouette thing. I can't distinguish who she is, but that's 100% her. There you go. Yep.
Oh, also, yeah. So Leticia Sarda, also, I mean, Leticia Ortiz, Letty Ortiz. You know what I mean? But
true.
I think that the internet does have real power. Like there's, Patton Oswalt's late wife, who wrote "I'll Be Gone in the Dark," Michelle McNamara, like helped solve the Golden State Killer thing just by like having
East Area
information
rapist.
And yes, so it's crazy.
I love shit like that. That's really cool. Also, don't. I think I've said this before, but this is a friendly reminder: don't do your DNA test ever. My conspiracy theory was proven correctly on that note. They are just selling all of your DNA data to, pharmaceutical companies and shit. So the scaries that I was always scared of are true. So don't do 23andMe. Don't do whatever the other thing is. Just bad. The only thing you can find out is that your uncle was the East Area rapist or something, and nobody wants to know that. Just keep it to yourself.
Yep. Are you ready to run the rest of the VIN?
Please.
Okay, so I think we have 5 runs of the VIN to go.
Oh my God, we're starting good. I see this picture. Go ahead. If this is how it starts, and it's
August 22nd, Agradecido.
Yeah, Google Translate that, please.
It's from it's Spanish. It's definitely Spanish. It means grateful.
Okay, cool.
Agradecido. Grateful. ... And it's a horse rolling around.
Okay. Is that Vin's? We don't know. Who the fuck cares? Just a horse rolling around. Grateful for this horse, or this video of this horse.
Vin not even in it. Unclear if it's his horse. Probably, hopefully.
Just grateful.
Maybe.
Grateful he bought a horse. Grateful he saw a horse.
We bought a zoo. Okay.
I don't know what more to say about that.
Then, on August 23rd,
He's so weird.
1 day later,
This beautiful weirdo.
New Worlds, ... Fury and Friday, ... and a picture of him as Riddick by a wall.
Yeah, but it's like a ridge. It's like this, like a side of a mountain.
Yeah.
That's cool. He looks cool there. And this is a goofy ass shirt that he got on, but it looks very Riddick, so nice.
It's got buckles though, so you know it's not Star Wars.
It's not. Yeah. He's wearing a bra. Canonically not in Star Wars.
All right. Then August 26th, 3 days later, behind the scenes, ... And it's him in the Riddick in the same outfit. It looks like.
But in a dune buggy, and I think that's probably just transport. Like Riddick doesn't have dune buggies, so I think that's just transporting.
Well, there's
him.
the camera in there, right? Like you can see the camera in the passenger seat.
So maybe they're using it to be like a different. Yeah, maybe the horse was from Riddick too. By the way, now that we think about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that might be it.
Are there horses in the Riddick verse?
I don't know, but I mean, what else? Why is he like with a horse and then in the desert? I don't know.
Fast and Furious 12 looks weak, yo, but it's XII is the top comment. There's I miss Dominic Toretto. I'm sad. Have a good week, you both. Man, there's weirdness in the comments. Okay, next one. 3 days later after that, August 29th. The Power of a Smile. ... And
it's a picture of him, but it looks like he's like on
like a talk show.
Yeah, like Ellen, right?
He actually looks like what's the one? It's the British talk show where they all come out together.
I don't know. I don't watch any British talk shows.
Is it Graham Norton? Like it looks like this kind of like it's kind of like got the purples and greens.
You fucking nailed it. Yeah,
purples and oranges.
It looks a lot like that. Yeah, but this could
like
also
that.
be Jimmy Kimmel. Who knows, right?
You should smile more often. It looks awesome on you. Even men get that from women. Look,
I
equality.
know.
We've reached equality.
I was just gonna say the exact same thing. Smile, daddy.
And the most recent one, the same day. So he's not posted on Instagram in 13 days. Such a creative and productive summer. So much to share. ... Thank you all for the inspiration.
What is this shirt again? Didn't we look up VZX?
We looked it up. We couldn't find it, but it looks like VZX, but the X is like katanas.
VZX clothing.
Or Verizon.
This has to be like some kind of like... Oh, shit. No, that's just like bondage gear. Okay. It's like all like leather daddy equipment in this.
We're going to see if we can find... Well, I just put Discipline Daddy on our Twitter.
I know. That's why it's really funny. Vex clothing is like sexy leather face hoods and thongs.
I'm going to try something. Let's see here.
Oh.
I'm going to do...
They even sell you care kits with the stuff that you need to make it shiny. This is... They're all like kind of Catwoman-y too. Sorry, I'm hung up on this.
We are going to...
Oh, you're going to do some Neve? Some Neve and Max?
I'm going to try to do Google image search. VZX.
Oh, search the logo. You fucking beautiful genius boy.
Here we go. Fast X, Dominic Toretto, cosplay costume outfit. Young and reckless. No, that's This is like a Fast 10.
What?
Fast 10 Dominic Toretto cosplay, costume outfits, Halloween carnival party suit. Joe, Halloween's in like 6 weeks. You got to buy one of these. You got to be Dom.
No, but I told you what I do want to do for Halloween, right?
No.
I really want to get a giant, like, I'm thinking about how to do this because Halloween is in 6 weeks. I want to get a really big form and then Michael Myers costume, and I want it to be the only decoration in my front yard, and I want it to be staring in the bay window, like it's like looking at like into the window at us.
Okay.
And that's the only decoration for Halloween. So like if you're driving down my street, you just see this like Michael Myers staring into my house.
You see his back though, looking in.
Yes, yeah. So you'll be like, oh my god. And Rachel's scared that people are going to call the cops, thinking that somebody's staring into my house. So it's only so somebody made this.
But this isn't even like, it's not the same because he's on here is swords. Like these are 2 katanas.
Does it say Vin? Is that an I? Is it like kind of his autograph? Vin Diesel? Like Vin?
No.
No.
Not his autograph. I Googled that. That's not it.
Nope, not it.
Okay, now that celebrity number 6 has been found, we need the internet's help to figure out what the fuck this is.
But it
Like,
exists and you can buy it, which is even weirder. And it's all like this all seems like automated.
You know, this is like you tweet like a thing and just like, aha, it's on a shirt, and like it's just like a robot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is fully generated.
This is VinX trademark, but that's not it. This is closer, but that's still the cosplay. Google Lens is like coming up, but like there's no source. It's just like, it's like people saw this, like we can make that in a shirt.
Yeah.
And I think it's just Fast 10 because that's the most recent movie he made.
Yeah. Very, very weird.
We were close, but we didn't get it.
Nope. One day, my friend.
And that's all that he's run the Vin. He's not posted in 12 days.
I hope he's okay. I hope he's just ridicking around.
Fury and Friday.
Hello, creative.
Is Dwayne Johnson interquel?
No, right? No.
I don't know. I don't know any more than you.
I don't. I say no as of now. No, because we haven't. We've heard that they're making 11, but we have not heard a fucking peep about Hobbs and Shaw 2.
Well, we're not. That's not. Oh well.
Interquel.
Yeah, the interquel was the
Hobbs and Shaw
intermediary
2.
Hobbs, or just Hobbs. Anyway, I mentioned it before in reference to the live event, but you do not need to be a patron to be in the Discord. But I do want to give a shout out to our patrons: Cassie Wilson, Nick Burris, Alex Ellen, and Justin Kleiman, and Brian Rodriguez of High School Slumber Party, Wes Hampton, Jerry Robinson, Dan the Duke, Hayden Renato, DiDonato, Michael McGann, Lane Middleton, Lindsay Lewandowski, Nate Milton of the Kings of Sport, Jason Rainey, Tom Price, Mike Gallagher, Josh Buckley of Whole Lot of Wolves, Michael Moser, Christian Larson, Tara Newman, Aaron Willows, and Natalie Absolute, Randy Carter, Josh Gularm, and Jessica Collins, a.k.a. Mon Tez. Thank you all for supporting us the $5 a month level or above. Bonus episode coming out to all of you on Monday. We have Maximum Overdrive, the cocaine-fueled Stephen King movie. So if you want to hear us talk about that, go to toofast2forever.com. We also have an email address, family@cageclub.me. And Joe, we've got a bunch of things to get through, a lot of Patreon comments, some actual emails, and then some YouTube comments as well.
Ooh, okay.
I also will say we made a sale of the George Pickens Young Boy NFL. But this was before the season started. I know you had a big catch, but we made somebody bought a shirt.
He had 2 or 3 big catches on Sunday, but yes, we will. I will address that shortly for obvious reasons.
So I'm going to go through the YouTube comments first.
Okay.
On staring Tybee Island as Roman Pierce, put it on pause, says, love you guys, legendary fandom. Well, thank you. That might be spam, but it also might be real. I also feel like we know put it on pause as a handle.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Well,
maybe
thank
not.
you. Thank
Nope.
you.
Maybe
and
not.
If we don't, okay, then thank you, Russian bots, for taking your time out of making AI-generated images to be shared on Truth Social to comment that they like our podcast. I appreciate you.
Another comment from YouTube. From Laura Osgood 9130. Laura was asking about if we knew. I think Laura was the one asking about Italian Job and Canon.
Canonically, yes. I understand. I remember.
Laura says, nice commentary. I hadn't considered that Dwayne Johnson was trying to copy Arnold's career, either intentionally or not, but it does make sense. Oh, this is on the Hobbs and Shaw episode with Walt and Kim. If that is his intent, it's not working out for him. He often feels like he's just playing a WWE version of himself. He's good
Fair.
when he dials down that persona. I also agree with you that Jason Statham's incredibly charismatic and works well with everyone. He's a versatile performer, and I often think that people downplay the fact that the guy is actually a good actor because he's so incredible in action films.
Fair, yeah.
He's so funny in Spy, which we've not gotten to. We will at some point, but he's so funny in Spy. One minor comment. In one of the flashback scenes showing Deckard and Hattie as kids, Owen is in the background. I understand why they didn't refer to adult version of... I understand why they didn't refer to the adult version of him in this film, but I still miss him. I really liked Owen, so I hope they find a way to bring him back in 11, because I want to know what he's been doing since the end of Fate.
Well, as much as Italian Job is possibly canon, I think that's a possibility that there's just children in the background. They never say Owen is, like, with them. You know what I mean? So, like, that was my thing. Like, children in the background, and Deckard's supposed to be the oldest one, and I think the only childs we see in the background are, like, taller. So I guess we'll just have to rewatch this movie and talk about it next time. So
we definitely mentioned before about him being in the background, but
okay,
it's still weird to me
that they don't name drop him at any point, to just, because it's so easy to be like, you, Hattie, Owen, just one line, and then it's totally solved.
Yeah.
But who knows? They don't really do a lot of that kind of shit, so.
Got a comment from Chase Hedges 6775 on Ewoks. Love this movie. It's a childhood classic.
Wow,
We want to
awesome.
turn the
Okay.
corner. I don't think so, but, because
No, I think they're training the Russian bots to get ready for November for us.
today, from Paul Walker 6045
Okay.
on 2-lane blacktop, in
Okay.
all capital letters, what is this irritating deception?
Wait, can you one more time read the title of this video?
2-lane blacktop, 1971, the Too Fast, Too Forever podcast, episode number 74.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
I think, what is this irritating deception is the episode title.
I love it. I think that's excellent, and because we had so little in the episode title, and I can't. Do you already knew that, and you were thinking that?
No, I saw this today and I loved it, but I didn't put two and two together in terms of
It's
it being the
amazing.
title.
It's amazing. What is this irritating deception?
What is this? It's all capital letters. It works perfectly. What is this irritating? It's also funny that it comes from an account called Paul Walker 6045. Like, of all the accounts,
Yeah.
that should
Yeah.
be one that's like, oh, these guys are talking about my favorite movies. Probably.
And yeah. You would absolutely think, but
Now we have real... Oh, actually, before we get to the real emails, we have some Patreon comments. Randy commented, can't wait for you guys to watch the supercut. By the way, in terms of Suki potentially appearing in the next film in Fast 10, she was one of the people on the list of targets for Dante's mercenaries, along with Leo, Santos, Queenie, Monica, Sean, Buddy, and Elle. So wouldn't be crazy if she should have. I mean, I think.
oh,
they
so
know...
Buddy L, that's a good lineup actually. I'm glad that you caught that, Randy. I don't think we've ever talked about that. Like Dante's list is L, Buddy, and Suki. That's a good list. Mm-hmm. Okay. If we get all three of them back, I'm fine. I'm happy.
I also think that they just know that she is a fan favorite, and they're going to put a picture of a fan favorite in there, even if they haven't talked to her. You know what I mean? Just like they're gonna throw Suki
Joey,
in the
we've
thing.
seen them bumble this so many other times that I don't just consider that that's what they did.
On the F9 episode, we have 3 comments from Randy. Remember Walt in that episode was like, they made up a country. I
Yes.
send this to him. Randy says, if you look at the map when they show Montecito, it's actually El Salvador.
Ah.
And I sent it to Walt. Walt said, he laughed and then said, they buy movie tickets in El Salvador too, I guess. And I was like, Republicans buy sneakers too. You know what I mean? Like the whole
Yeah.
Jordan thing. It's just like, can't
Yeah.
offend anybody.
Exactly.
Randy also commented, who said Mia was in high school? Mia as 21 in the first movie tracks. And I said,
In that
from
deleted scene.
Brian and Mia walk to her car, deleted scene. Well, speaking of, it's my brother that wants me to be a doctor. He doesn't quite understand. I get into college first, get straight A's, then apply to med school. No, Mia, come on already, get on it.
Yeah, it's
And
that,
then
which they cut out.
Randy says, key phrase there, deleted scene, not canon if it was deleted. But I'm still of the mind, not canon, but like the filmmakers in that first movie were like, this is a high school
Intentionality.
girl.
Yeah,
This is a high school
of the
girl.
film. Yes. I agree with you, Joey. I know that it's deleted, so it's not canon in the universe, but at the same time, like, they meant for her to be in high school.
Yep. We have 3 actual emails
Okay. That's good. Where we go? Who's emailing?
from people who have emailed them before, but good to
Okay.
hear from them again. Okay. So our first email up is the longest one we have today from Alex Walsh, Lap 9, the Lap Saga. So Alex is the one who is listening to a lap and then writing in thoughts about the lap as
Cool. He's catching up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
another excellent lap, guys.
Thank you, Alex.
I'm actually a little surprised at how much I enjoyed F9 when revisiting it for this lap. I remember being disappointed when I saw it in theaters. I think maybe I wasn't in deep enough at the time and didn't appreciate all the fan servicey elements. But this time around, it was a lot of fun. A nice, solid mid-tier F&F. I watched the theatrical cut first, then director's cut, and definitely prefer the DC editions, even if it is ... a bit long.
Yeah, they get along when you start doing those extended cuts, Alex.
It did blow up my Archduke Franz Ferdinand theory of Shaw killing Han, though. Parentheses, the idea that he hadn't planned to kill him at that spot outside Shibuya Crossing, but just happened to see him there and then took advantage of it. Not only was that apparently where he planned to kill Han, but it was so obviously the place to do it that Han and Mr. Nobody were able to set up a whole hoax death scene there.
Yes.
You might think this oopsie would make me lay off theory crafting until I get to the 10F rewatch.
Never.
Yeah, 10F.
Never.
Wells, where are you at? But I don't learn lessons that easily. I am going to give up poking at the actual death scene, but I was thinking about another question about Tokyo Drift. Why does multimillionaire Han feel the need to embezzle from DK's small-time organization, other than just, quote, crime is fun? Maybe because he and Nobody needed an off-the-books funding stream to raise L. The whole plot of Tokyo Drift can be bolted on around her. Also, I'm wondering if in the Randy cut, the L flashbacks are going to be... I guess they're going to be like...
In Tokyo Drift, yeah.
I guess.
Ugh. Shit's gonna get weird, dude. Okay, cool. I didn't even think... I thought... So, like, I said to you earlier when we were talking about it, I was like, there's probably gonna be, like, 4 or 5 things that need to be
even
replaced.
like with the 20 edits, like there's like a lot of like little weird stuff.
Yeah.
The whole plot of Tokyo Drift can be bolted on around her. He's stealing from DK so nobody can trace his actual money to her. He takes on Sean to cover some of the day-to-day operations of his side of the business, so he can devote more time to being a cool single dad. It probably fits together, ? I guess we'll see what else I've forgotten in a couple of days. A couple of laps. Oof.
That's insane, though. Yeah. I guess he has to be taking care of L at the same time that he's doing Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
That's so weird. I never thought... I'd never actually thought about this, but yeah, that makes sense.
I can't stop thinking about the reality show that very cool Lap 9 guest Drea Clark worked on, where she met Ludacris. Battleground Earth, a series of environmental challenges between Luda and Tommy Lee, with the winner headlining a concert in the finale. The concert is what gets me. Could there possibly be a higher variance purchase than buying a ticket to a concert where you have a 50-50 shot of seeing either Ludacris or Tommy Lee? It's like those jelly beans that might be popcorn or earwax. Jelly bellies, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is really... You're like, you want to go to a Ludacris Tommy Lee concert? You're like, oh, they're playing together? You're like, no. It's going to be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking the only way I can, like, logic it out in my head is that they kind of let them both do a concert, and they just, like, showed the winners. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a fan, like, Luda's going to come out and do, like, 5 songs after Tommy Lee anyways. Mm-hmm. Get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, if it was strictly, like, nope, no Luda tonight now. Sorry, guys. Like, that's a weird-ass crowd.
Did you hear about Oasis getting back together?
I did, because I tweeted, I did not know people loved Oasis like that. I
literally... They are huge.
Dude, I'm not fucking kidding you. I literally thought that Wonderwall was just kind of a meme, and that people were all like, we love this song, and it's just like, ha ha ha, like, look, like every guy with a guitar could play this song, blah 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 blah. And then when Oasis came back together and everybody lost their fucking minds, I was like, I had no idea Oasis was actually this big, and
There's
they're monstrously
such
big.
a wild discrepancy. Like, that's also like, there's something about the British versus American. Like, there are British artists who like would sell out like, not Oasis is big, but British artists who would sell out like multiple, or like Wembley more than one night, and then here we play like at the Rock in the Prudential Center. It's just like it there's not like a correlation. Like,
That's what I mean. Yeah,
and it's like, it is
because like when they were
this is,
saying like Oasis was gonna play MetLife, I was like, no. Like, that's like 70,000 seats. And it's like, no, people were like, I can't wait. I'm going to be logged on waiting for my Oasis tickets like it's Taylor Swift. I was like, I had no idea you guys existed.
But like, famously, the brothers hate each other, Noel and Liam Gallagher.
Yes.
I saw a lot of things going around that was, about the 50-50 shot. Just like, if you're just buying tickets to buy tickets, buy the ticket insurance. This is the one time it might be worth it. Because like, if they're just like, oh no, fuck you, I don't want to play that. You know what I mean? Just like,
yeah,
there's a much higher volatility.
True.
Like, that's like when the Fugees got back together and like they made people wait like 5 or 6 hours and they played for like 25 minutes. It's like,
well, that's always Lauryn Hill. That's just like
still
been Lauryn Hill forever.
Yeah.
All
right, back to Alex's email. For my requisite F&F minute deep dive this lap, I got a little too into Bilkin's line about Roman, quote, he's got quite a record, including 3 years upstate. And there's a couple of images attachments, or one image I'll share on my screen in a second.
Okay.
I got a little, I did a little Googling to see if upstate California is actually a thing, and apparently it's not a term people generally use.
No,
there was a marketing campaign that tried to popularize the name, but it didn't really take. It launched on September 10th, 2001. Truly the worst imaginable day in recent history to try to get sustained media attention for your idea. Also, apparently the region they were talking about is pretty much the least likely part of the state. One might get sent to prison. See Exhibit A. So Alex attaches this, and Northern California upstate California is showed in dark red. Northern is both of that. So basically, like, LA's down here, San Francisco's up here. It's kind of like halfway between LA and San Francisco is like Northern California.
Yeah.
But all of the prisons, like, there's no prisons upstate. There's like 3 of like 25, right? Like, if all these dots are prisons, in the red, there's like 3.
It has to be that one in the top corner right there, whatever that one is.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think what we actually learned from this is Bilkins is originally from New York, since going upstate is an actual phrase for going to prison in New York City.
Yes.
It's even on the wiki page for the word upstate. I guess maybe there's a question of why Californian Brian is totally on board with this New York regional slang, but we can just assume Paul Walker was too hungover to react that day. So there we go. Filling in some backstory of a side character.
I love it. Thank you. That was fun. Alex, I'm glad that you share similar wavelengths of our brains, and I enjoy you writing in and telling us your fun ideas as well.
Anyway, solid lap all around, except for Joey's shockingly negative reaction to the debut of Nicole Kidman's iconic "Heartbreak Feels Good in a Place Like This" monologue, which I don't remember. I had a negative. I can't believe that I did not like the original "Heartbreak Feels Good in a Place Like This," but I don't know.
He comes around.
Do I ever. Looking forward to jumping into lap 10 and, of course, this final Spy Racer season. I'm moving to Northern Kentucky next month, so you'll be keeping me company as I pack all my stuff up over the next couple of weeks.
Well, good luck with your move, bud. I hope it all goes smoothly, and I hope everything works out. And enjoy Northern Kentucky. Let us know you got there safe whenever you do.
P.S. There was a point in this lap where you wondered how people could listen to so much of the show in a row to catch up from the beginning.
Oh,
the answer
it gets
is
worse.
Rotation. I'm going through the backlog of 3 shows at the same time, alternating so I don't burn out on any one.
Makes sense. Okay.
I now fully associate the ending music of Robin Pearson's History of Byzantium podcast with the lead-in music to Too Fast. Some real tonal whiplash there. I mean, I do the same thing. Like, I am catching up on 5 different shows slowly, and I'm doing like 3, and then when I finish those, like one of those I'll cycle. So I totally get it, but...
Yeah, I can only watch so much of the same trash TV in a row, too. I have to cut in some other different trash TV. I get it. I get it.
That was email number 1. Next email from Emily C. Subject line D&D and action movies.
What's up, Emily? How are you doing?
Hey, guys. It's been a while since I've written in, but I want to say how much I've been enjoying the lap with Walt and Kim. I especially enjoyed Walt's most D&D moment, as I've been getting into D&D this year, so I feel like I understand the concept he talks about more than I would have previously. Speaking of D&D... One of the other reasons I want to write in is tell you about a D&D campaign that just finished airing. There's an actual play show called Dimension 20, and their most recent campaign, Never Stop Blowing Up, is 80s action movie themed.
Ooh.
The characters are all based on action movie characters or archetypes. Of course, there's one who's heavily based on Vin/Dom, and there are a bunch of Fast and Furious references throughout the season. There's even a whole racing episode. It's behind a paywall, but I think it's worth it if people are interested. Here's the trailer. Looking forward to the rest of the lap, Emily.
Well, good tip, Emily. I'm sure a bunch of our listeners would be enjoyable of that.
Yep. So the trailer's 3 minutes long, so I'll just save it. I'll send it to you later. If it was short, I would play it right now, but 3 minutes long, we'll say that. But thank you, Emily. That's D&D and 80s. I mean, I know that they go together,
Top
but
tier.
like still.
Yes. Yeah. For sure. And you get some Dom and some Fast and Furious crossover. Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. The last email today is from Jackie Jones. Subject line. This is in reply to the academic anthology in Fast and Furious. Jackie's been emailing about the book, about so on and so forth. Jackie's most recent email, wow, what a clashing of worlds on September 3. The latest
Okay.
Too Fast, Too Forever drops featuring Walt and Kim again. Then later in the day, another podcast dropped on my feed featuring Walt interviewed for the Lawfare Presents Chatter podcast. I was not expecting the national security and Fast and Furious podcast worlds to collide ever. Tell Walt he did a good job on the Chatter podcast despite not mentioning Fast and Furious, ... Happy creative.
That is so incredible. Yeah, because like Walt's like a real person.
Yeah, he's a Pulitzer Prize.
Well, I mean, we all have 1/4 of a Pulitzer Prize according to Kim now, but but no, it's amazing to see like I'll tell people like that, like I'll be like, oh, like our guests on this lap are our two buddies, Walt and Kim, and like Walt has a Pulitzer, and they're like, what? Like I don't know, man. He's a really cool dude. He likes Fast and Furious. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm still in Olympics mode, and I have an idea that needs to come to fruition.
Okay.
The LA 28 Cinematic Universal. This Cinematic Universal would feature films of all types around the 2028 Summer Olympics Games in LA. They don't have to be the same genre of film, for instance, all sports films, but they should all exist in the same universe and potentially have interwoven characters that could appear in minor and major roles across films. There would obviously be some sports films that focus on the Olympic Games, but then other films such as a rom-com or a murder mystery in the Hollywood Hills while the games are going on, maybe a buddy cop film about having to take down a criminal gang using the games as a front for something. Another aspect of the cinematic universe is that it could draw on recent nostalgia for the 80s, especially on here, and have some films taking place at the 84 Olympics, like a coming-of-age story with a character who's seen again in another film about LA 28.
I like a double, like a serial murderer that starts in the 84 Olympics and now exists in the 28 Olympics. You know what I mean? Like they've never caught him and he's back and they know that he's going to be, it's a trap, but it's at the Olympic Games. They have the Olympics in 28 to bring him out so they can catch him.
There's the thing going around on Twitter right now, which is the top 12 films of the 2020s. So like the last 5 years.
I saw you guys. Yeah, I saw Jason.
I quoted.
Yeah, Mark.
Mark quoted Aaron. I followed the
Aaron.
thing all the way back to the beginning, and the first list has in their top 3 because it's ranked. I didn't rank it. I just put it in alphabetical order. In their top 3 are both old and trap, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like I like old a lot, but I'm like this thing that has now been seen by about it's not like it's not millions of views, but like the original's been seen like 60,000 times or whatever. Like started with somebody who's just like one of the best films of this decade is Trap.
There you go. People must like that movie. Like that's fun.
I think there's so much potential here, says Jackie, but the biggest potential of all is the LA 28 setting could be the perfect scene for the finale of the Dominic Toretto arc of the Fast Saga. The gang has to stop Cypher and Mr. Nobody's plot to detonate a nuclear warhead during the opening ceremonies. And Dom has to sacrifice himself to save LA and the games, ushering in all the nations of the world as part of the family. Call it LA Fast 28, ... Happy creative. Anyhow, what do you think each family member's favorite Olympic game? As always, ... Happy creative.
Oh, that's a fucking really fun one. Okay.
Are we just talking summer, or are you talking summer and winter, or just summer?
I say LA, which will be summer.
Yep.
So I think a Roman instantly beach volleyball, right? That's an obvious
bikinis.
one. Yeah.
Bro, I was born for this.
Exactly that. Paul Walker's got to be surfing
or skateboarding, but yeah, either one.
Letty's.
You wait, hold on.
What?
It's going away, but you know Vin loves that breakdancing.
I was just yeah. Yep. Vin loves
that ray gun.
ray gun. Vin loves ray gun. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mia, what is Mia like? Oh, Mia likes gymnastics.
Yes, of course. That makes sense. What is Letty like? Weightlifting.
Man, every time I watch like weightlifting, because I was watching Gold Zone the second week, like I was like, you're gonna drop this on your neck. Like I know that they've been
you're
doing
gonna break
this
your
entire
body,
life, but I'm just
yeah.
like, this seems so dangerous.
Or okay, who else? We got Tej. What is Tej really into? Tej would be into the like freestyle skateboarding, I think.
What other ones? There's running, there's basketball, handball, pentathlon.
Okay, yeah, maybe Tej would do basketball. Maybe.
Ooh.
What?
There's definitely going to be people like Cypher or somebody. They like the
Cypher's fencing.
what the handgun, like the things that were going viral, like the guy with his hand in his pocket, or
Just shooting.
all those, like
just all the shooting ones.
all that
yeah.
shooting stuff. Mm-hmm. Archery, gymnastics. Who likes swimming the most?
What does Han like the most? Is what I'm thinking of.
Ooh,
Like judo.
table tennis.
Table tennis would be a good. Yeah, table tennis is a good one. I was trying to think of like a good like. Yeah, what would he like the best? Judo, table tennis would be a good one.
I don't know that I like Letty and weightlifting. I feel like we could probably do better, but I'm trying to see.
She might like swimming.
She might. Do we have any horse girls? Equestrian, dressage.
It would be Mia if anybody. It would be gymnastics and horses.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's pretty good though.
Well, Letty was on the farm with Dom, right?
Yeah,
So she might be the horse girl. She might be a secret horse girl.
maybe. There's no horses. I mean, also we just saw Vin agradecido. Like
He did.
He's a horse girl.
agradecido a horse. He did agradecido a horse. That's true.
pretty good.
Yeah, I think that was a good list, actually. That was really fun. Very fun thought experiment. I love those kind of questions. Thank you for writing in and asking us
Giselle?
that one.
No, Giselle is the guns.
Giselle's guns. Shooting.
Giselle
Yes,
is
you're
shooting.
right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're fucking right.
What
Nailed
about
it.
Deckard? Deckard and Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, so Hobbs is weightlifting. And Deckard would be judo then.
Sure.
If we give Han table tennis, yeah.
Good.
Or
Good
like
list.
tennis in general. You know what I mean? Like I can see Deckard being like, or what's like a more British-y sport? You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like what are some of like the British ones? Like soccer? But soccer was out this year, I think, right? No, like soccer.
Well, there's cricket. There's field hockey.
I think cricket or soccer would
Rugby.
be Deckard's. Rugby. There you go. Rugby. That's what it would be.
Yeah.
Deckard likes rugby. Yep. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
This is also not emailed in, but Reaction Rocket did a thing on Twitter a few weeks ago that I really liked. So when using Roku to watch Fast and Furious movies, after the summary of the movie, they have the genre, which is always action, but also a secondary genre term, which changes from movie to movie. They're slightly humorous, and I will list them in this thread for your enjoyment. Did you see this thread or no?
No, what is it again? Say it one more time.
So it's like genres on Roku for each movie. So Rocket went through each Fast and Furious and pulled the genres in addition to action.
Okay.
The first one, Fast, Furious, Thrills.
Okay.
Second one, Fast, Furious, Miami.
Okay.
Tokyo Drift, Conquer, Tokyo.
Conquer Tokyo. Okay.
Number 4, there's only one, and it's hyphenated. Revved Up Revenge.
Okay.
Number 5, Heist, Speed, Redemption. The extended version has the same ones.
Okay.
Fast and Furious 6, Unstoppable Adrenaline Rush, but the extended one is Fast, Furious, Thrilling.
Okay.
7 is Unstoppable Revenge Ride, but as a secondary listing that says Fast, Furious, Revenge. A lot of revenge. Fate, Unleash the Chaos. The director's cut, Fast, Furious, Unstoppable.
Yes.
Hobbs and Shaw, Unlikely Allies Unleashed.
I like that one. There's a lot of alliteration in that one. That has good mouthfeel. Unlikely
F9.
Allies Unleashed.
Unbreakable Brotherhood. But the extended one
Okay.
is Unbreakable, Redemption, Speed.
Okay.
And the last one, Unleash the Legacy.
Unleash the Legacy. Okay.
was cool. Good work, Rocket.
No, that was awesome. Good job, bud. Thank you. That was a fun thread, actually. I remember that one.
That's all the emails. If you want to email in, family@cageclub.me. We got one more Fastly in this lap. Then we got a bunch next lap, of course. So email in, family@cageclub.me. And again, join the Discord if you want to join the Discord. If you want to join the Randy Cut, please and thank you. Joe, extracurricular activities. You've been going places, doing things. What have you been up to since we last spoke?
Oh, since we last spoke, I went down to Atlanta to go see the first game of NFL Week 1 for the Steelers, and I watched them play the Falcons. I got to go see Matt and visit him. He's bought a house since the last time I was down there, so I got to go see his new house, play with his puppy, who's a big softie. She's so sweet. She's like some kind of pity mix, and she's just like the sweetest girl ever, so went and smushed her a bunch.
Love it.
We went to tailgate, and then we went to the game, and it was about half, like maybe a little under half Steelers fans, but they were so loud that TJ Watt attributed the win to us because he said Kirk Cousins had to play at home on a silent count, and they missed the snap and fumbled the ball themselves, and he recovered it, so he gave Steelers fans giant credit for that. It was good. It was loud. It was fun. We kicked 6 field goals, 1 with no touchdowns. Can't beat it. Steelers way.
Well, speaking of like loud crowds, apparently by like halftime, so many Giants fans had left that like there's just like a skull chant for most of the second half at.
Well, I mean, I watched the lowlights of the Giants game, so yeah.
It was bad.
No wonder.
I felt so bad for my friends, for my dad, but I'm just like, as a Vikings fan, pretty fun.
Pretty fun. Yeah. So that was a good time. What else have I been doing? Did I go anywhere else? I don't think I went anywhere else. Yeah, I don't think I went anywhere else other than that. But I have been watching a ton of stuff. I was catching up on movies. I watched a bunch of movies.
Ooh.
Yeah. I watched Long Legs, Fun and Wacky.
Oh yeah, Rachel's been like texting me slight updates to a handful of these, but yes.
Yes, we watched Long Legs, Fun and Wacky. We really liked it. Interesting. We watched Last Night with the Devil, right? Late Night with the Devil. Late Night with the Devil. Yeah, Late Night with the Devil, which was fucking awesome. I pitched this movie to a lot of people. I think it was just a very interesting concept. It's like, I think you've talked about it before when you saw it. What, like 80s, 70s variety show, late night show, and shit breaks bad. And it's like a documentary, like unpacking the behind-the-scenes footage of what's happening in the movie. Awesome. A lot of fun.
I was supposed to get it today, and it got delayed till tomorrow, but I have, like, the Blu-ray just came out this week. So
oh, okay, cool.
exciting.
I really like that movie. And we watched Trap, which we thought was fun, even though now...
Wait, hold on. Can we go back to late for the Devil
What?
for a second? Like, I'm sure you don't remember, like, when that movie came out, there was, like, a genuine backlash on Twitter, like, this movie used generative AI art. You should boycott it. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, what do they use? And you know what they used?
What?
Those doors that slide open, like the owl, or like the owl, like the night owl.
Okay.
Was AI, and it's like, okay, that's
Whoa.
on screen for like 4 seconds. Like, I get like taking a job away, but I'm just like, that seems extreme. I'm like, did they have like some like kind of like crazy?
Yeah, did they did like
Nope.
a whole scene without a person or something? No.
I was like,
Okay.
that's what we're all. I know that like that's not what we're up in arms about, but
Yeah.
that's what we're up in arms about. Okay.
Yeah, it happens. Trap was a lot of fun, although I think that I think you might have said it even when we were talking about it, that I think that the most interesting part of Trap is them being stuck in the arena, and they abandon that.
They very quickly.
I mean, not very quickly, but like it's not even near the end of the movie that they're no longer in the arena, and I'm like, oh, okay. Cool. That's interesting, I guess. But you're right. It changes the dynamic of the movie. But there's a lot of things I did like about that, like M. Night's daughter being the pop star and blah, 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 blah. I was laughing because I remembered you talking about the shirtless.
It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, shirtless Josh Hartnett for no reason at all. But I had fun. We are catching up and starting all the new fall trash TV that's coming out. So before the 90 Day, we started watching that. We watched all of Chimp Crazy, right?
No idea. What are you talking about?
What? You don't know about this?
Oh, is this is the new one from...
It's Tiger King.
Yeah, I didn't watch Tiger King.
Okay, it's Tiger King for chimps.
Yes. No, I remember this now. Yes.
Okay,
But
and
I've not seen I haven't seen people talk about this.
it's bananas. It's really nuts. Yeah, so we finished that. It's all the episodes are out. It's crazy. It didn't get like the hype like Tiger King, but Tiger King came out as like the first thing that happened during the pandemic too.
Yeah. Unlike California trying to make upstate California a thing the day before 9/11, this actually benefited from like national
pandemic.
tragedy. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it's just about these people that like keep chimps in their house that keep like, like murdering people.
Like, it's not the Tiger King people; it's just the Tiger King filmmakers, right? Like,
it's the director.
Different subjects.
Yes, it's the director of. I mean, but also at the same time, Joey, these are all kind of the same fucking people.
Well, yeah, they're all
like the crazy
Joe
exotic
Exotics.
animal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all crazy Joe Exotic animal people.
Yep.
So a lot of fun. We recommend that. It just finished and was pretty bonkers too. I agree. And lastly, we watched the first episode of Mormon MILFs.
What's it actually called?
The Secret Life of Mormon Wives.
Terrible title. Okay.
And that's about, do you remember, Joey, the TikTok Mormon chicks? Do you remember this? The scandal that happened? So
I don't know. Like, Margaret is like, you must know about this. I'm just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But like, she like knows all of that.
I don't have TikTok, but I did know that this existed. And what it was like, there was a group of Mormon moms, and they would make sexy dance TikToks, and they're all kind of hot, which I didn't know because I've never seen them before. And
well, yeah, Mormons are pretty hot.
Not generally, but this group of them is pretty hot. And they're all in like, Utah, and they're like, and they like get famous on TikTok. And she's on Reddit, and somebody's like, "Hey, I heard that like one of the like former ones is like, hey, they have sex parties," and she was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go on live and clear this up." And she's like, "Yeah, we all kind of are swingers, okay, but like, but she didn't tell any of the other ones that she was about to do this. She just was like, took it upon herself as the ringleader of the Mormon moms to be like, yeah, we've all kind of hooked up with each other at this point." Kind of how it goes, not a big deal. The internet did not find it not a big deal as much as she did, and they all like were so all of their phones started exploding. I thought this was going to be a documentary about what happened because, as you know, I don't know because I don't have TikTok. Right. But it turns out that they're back, and it's a new reality show about them now reconvening after the fallout of them all learning that they were swingers.
Okay.
So we're one episode into that, and they're all still kind of hot.
Are these all on E? Like, where are these?
Secret Life of Mormon Moms is on Hulu. Chimp Crazy was on HBO. TLC has a lot of the good trash. But, yeah, TLC, I think, does all the 90 days. So
got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Oh, yeah, TLC, not E. TLC. Yeah.
Yeah. Beyond that, nothing. But that sounds like pretty busy. And I actually had media for you guys. Ooh.
Yeah, since we last recorded, I'll get to movies in a second. My sister came up for the weekend, for a long weekend, so she has become a Yankee fan.
Nice, congrats.
So I took her to we went to her first Yankee game. It wasn't a foul ball, but at the end of the first inning, they all, like, on the third out, they all, like, throw the ball away around, and then, like, they toss it in the crowd. They toss it after, like, most innings, but after the first inning, literally every Yankee on the field touches it, and they throw it, and the girl behind us fumbles, and it, like, literally lands in my lap, and I just, like, pick it up and just hand it to my sister, and she, like, starts freaking out.
That's so cool.
The girl behind me was just like, should have been mine. I caught it. We're like, Like, my sister offered it to her, and she's just like, no, but it should have been mine. We're just like, you didn't catch it. Like, if you caught it, we wouldn't have it. Like, if you caught it, you would have it. But
and it's not like you like pushed this girl out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between like it falling into your lap and then also you giving it to another woman sitting next to you versus you pushing a little girl out of the way to snag a ball from her. Mm-hmm. I think that you're in the clear. As you seem.
Well, she wasn't mad at me. I think she was mad at herself, and then my sister. I don't know, but I was just like,
whatever.
Sure, whatever, lady.
Yeah.
But the Yankees won. Aaron Judge hit a home run. I think it was his 49th of the year. Giancarlo Stanton hit a one, which was good. The Yankees won, which is nice.
By the way, baseball season is over, Joey. It's done.
I lost in fantasy baseball, so it is
I'm sorry, brother. Okay, so baseball season's over for everybody.
Game. Yeah, so.
It's over for everyone. It's fucking football season. Steelers are undefeated. We're doing good as of today. As of recording today.
As of recording. Yeah, because this will come out to the main feed on Tuesday, at which point Vikings and Steelers could both be 1-1.
Yeah, we could be ass by then.
I mean,
so.
the Vikings are playing the Niners, so the Vikings are probably going to be 1-1, but we'll see. We went to a flea market with Margaret, and we also went out for brunch. And then what did we do? Oh, we went to a 4-H fair. There's an annual 4-H fair near us that we went to a couple times as kids. It just happened to be that same weekend, so we were there for like an hour. And then we went to the beach on Sunday, which was nice. Then did I do anything else of note? I went out with a couple friends, including Bob of Lottery Pod, to have wings on Thursday Night Football kickoff, which was cool.
Very cool.
But the exciting thing in terms of media, in terms of ongoing things, is that Hooptober, which I've talked about before, which is Letterboxd Horror Movie Challenge. The rules were unveiled on Toby Hooper's birthday, which is always August 26th. And so you're supposed to start the challenge on the 15th of September. They give you like 6 weeks. But I was like, we got the Fast and Furious things. It's Margaret's birthday weekend. We're going away. I'm like, I'm wrong phrase, but like I'm losing 4 weekends that I can't really watch these movies.
This. Yeah, so you're
I'm going to start on September 1st. Yeah.
I don't think that's wrong, brother. You're fine.
No, nobody gives a shit also. Like,
nobody gives a shit, but I'm saying, like, I don't even think that's like, you're trying to watch some movies, whatever.
So I waited till September 1st. So Margaret helped me make a list. She doesn't have her own list, but she's watching a bunch of these with me.
Cool. Nice.
So we watched a handful of those. I'm going to watch another one or two tonight, which is going to be good, because after we're done here, I have nothing else to do.
Cool.
But that's all the stuff that I did. In terms of movies, new release movies.
We watched Borderlands, too. It was all right.
I still have not seen that yet. I might get to that. I might not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw Strange Darling in theaters, which is a new horror movie. It's told out of order in a way that actually is interesting that it's told out of order.
Okay.
It's a movie that I didn't hear of, and then I walked into another movie like a week before, and it was a cool trailer that I walked into the middle of, and I'm just like, oh. It's basically out next week. I was like, oh, okay. So that was good.
Cool.
Bob saw that with another friend and said, the movie was good, but there's a breakfast in it that I can't stop thinking about. And so I sat down and I'm just like, it's so weird to watch a movie waiting for a breakfast that doesn't have anything to do with the movie, but the breakfast is killer. It looks really good.
Okay, cool. Really good. He's just like, it looks like a really tasty breakfast.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love breakfast. I'm a breakfast whore. I love breakfast.
I saw Sing Sing in theaters, which is a movie that Aaron gave, I think, 4.5 or 5 stars to.
Oh, yeah, he was talking
Mark
about it at one point,
it.
I think. Yeah.
It's really good, but it's also it's kind of straightforward. It's just a bunch of people in a prison putting on a play. And they're using a lot of actors who are actually in prison doing the plays, so it's cool like that. Coleman Domingo's great. I saw it way after the fact. I saw it at a weird, on a Wednesday night or something, or Tuesday night or something. And there was 6 people in the theater. It was me, 2 girls our age, and then 2 older guys. And the way that these older guys were laughing uproariously at everything, I was like, oh, this movie might win Best Picture. It's not funny. I don't think the movie's funny, but they were having the best time. I'm just okay, so it's prestige movie, really well acted. Coleman Domingo's going to win Best Actor. I'm just
okay,
maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
Not in theaters, but new on Netflix, Rebel Ridge, the guy, Jeremy Saulnier, who made Blue Ruin and Green Room. Have you seen either of those thriller horror movies that came out?
I don't know.
10 years ago?
No.
He has a new one that came out on Netflix called Rebel Ridge, which is really good. It's about a guy who's bicycling into town to free his cousin on bail money. And while he's coming into town, he gets knocked off his bike by a cop, by dirty, corrupt cops.
Okay.
And they abscond with the $36,000 that he has in cash. And they're like, we think it's drug money. You can fight it if you want to fight it, or you can just give up. And so he's well, I have no money now. So he's trying to get his cousin out of prison and also fight back against corruption. So it's very good. Very good movie.
Okay.
Rebel Ridge. I think that's all the new movies I saw. And then Margaret and I saw Romeo and Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann one, in theaters, which is amazing. I saw it in 7th grade. I haven't seen it since 7th grade, so 2099.
Yeah, I probably saw it in school a long
It's crazy.
time ago.
It's too. And Racer Trash remixed it, re-edited it waved it, but it's really good. It's so intense and so insane and really, really good. So if you've not seen Romeo plus Juliet from '96, it's good. I mean, it's Romeo and Juliet. You know what you're in for. But I saw Casey Musgraves on Monday. Do you know her?
Yeah, I know her name. I wouldn't
country, sort of pop. Tried a pop thing. People were like, nope. And then she's like, okay, country again.
Cool.
She was really good. She was in the best part about it was that she played in Newark. She didn't play in New York, so I got to drive. I didn't have to pay a toll. Didn't have to go to New York. Just in Newark.
Can't
Very
beat
nice.
it.
Home in 31 minutes. Loved it.
Can't beat that either. That was me too. When I flew to Atlanta, I flew out of Tweed. So, like, it was 7 minutes from my house. I was like, I cannot fucking stand not being right next to the airport. This is amazing.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Oh, also, I saw Bling Ring in theaters. A24's been putting a lot of their older movies back in
Oh,
theaters.
cool. I like Bling Ring a lot.
Brian and Mike did a really good episode of that on their show. You should go check out the Bling Ring episode.
Really?
No, I mean, we did it.
Oh. Yes, that's right. I forgot. Whoops.
Also, speaking of Mike.
Yeah,
we're
Brian
out
and Mike
for
did a
Third Time's a Charm, which has died. But, yeah, they did a really good episode of Bling Ring.
But Mike's been listening to this podcast. So shout out Mike if you're listening, but I'll see you in a couple days.
But pour one out. Oh, I also saw Alien Romulus in theaters, which was amazing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, nice.
I don't think it's on VOD yet, but it's coming soon.
No, you were talking about how much you were like prepping for it by watching.
It's the best one since Aliens. Like, I like most of them, but the best one since '86, I think. It's just really good.
Cool.
Very good. Also, Margaret and I watched Gone with the Wind, which is like 4 hours long. That's good. Also a little racist, but it's also, I mean, it's, 90 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, also, and the other thing in terms of like things of that level, Bob and I read Moby Dick for the podcast, which is 700 pages long. And like, it's really funny. It's also not really, like, Moby Dick only shows up in the last like 30 pages.
Yeah.
A lot of it's just about the history of whales and whaling.
Cool.
It's good. We did the episode. That'll come out in November or something. But good book.
Nice.
I think that's basically it. Anything else you want to say in this episode before we close it up?
I think that with the start of football season, I would like to share the new rule that I instituted for the Facebook football group today, and that everybody should know and seriously take to heart.
Okay.
And that's that Pro Football Focus grades, when they're about your team and players and positive, absolute truth. If they are about your team and negative, they're imaginary numbers that are biased and false. So just as football season carries on and you see, like, you were the 93.6 ranked, like, whatever, you got a score of 97 and you're the number 1 slot cornerback in the league, that's good. But if it says your team is trash, just remember, don't believe them. They're a biased news organization.
This feels like your ugly baby thing, but in reverse.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, yeah. Our next episode on the main feed is Fast 10 with Walt and Kim. Come back next week for that. We're wrapping up the lap, but we still have another 6 full episodes, not even counting Patreon. 6 more episodes this lap, because they're, still a lot to go on. So still more time to listen and write in and everything in this lap, in the 80s cult movie lap. Like I said, between now and then, patrons will get Maximum Overdrive, Aaron Lozen's Patreon pick. That'll be on the Patreon feed on Monday, or out now as you're listening on the main feed. But email in family@cageclub.me. We'll be back in actually 4 weeks, because we have a bonus episode little thing in the main feed in between about the Randy cut. So you have like about a month to get an email for Life in the Fast Lane number 34. Great mailbag today. Thank you for writing in.
Excellent
all
mailbag. Yeah, you guys did great. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you as always.
What is this irritating deception? For all things Too Fast, Too Forever, go to cageclub.me, facebook.com/TooFastTooForever, or @TooFastTooForever on all the socials. Email us, family@cageclub.me. Check out our Patreon page at TooFastTooForever.com and our store at cageclub.me/shop. Come back next week for Fast 10. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe too.
And we will tell you all about it
when we see you again.